At the beginning of the story, we see a couple covered in blood who were very scared. Their condition was very bad. Now who they were and what happened to them, we will know this in the story ahead, and now this scene cuts from here to an event which is actually an event of a boy named David who has become a civil engineer today. There is also a girl named Nadia in this event who is David's friend, and from the conversation of these two, it is known that both of them love each other very much and want to spend the rest of their life together. But David has not yet asked Nadia for marriage because he was waiting for a special time, which he got today due to the event. That is, he was going to propose Nadia for marriage today. And then in the hotel where both of them are, David takes Nadia to its washroom and actually proposes for marriage. Now although this thing was very strange that he proposed in the washroom, due to which Nadia also felt bad, but because she loves David, she says yes to marriage. After which we see the time after 1.5 years, where both of them got married. But now their relationship has deteriorated a bit. Maybe because now they live together. Everything was fine when we were far away. But the real thing comes to light when we live with someone. Both of them had started fighting over small things, due to which they were getting away from each other. Now during this time Nadia comes to know that she is going to become a mother. But she is not sure about David yet, whether she wants to live with him or not. That is why she decides not to tell him about her pregnancy. She consults her neighbor Thomas about this, who gives her the same advice that a common sensible person gives. He says that David is not a bad person. You are being hasty. You should give him more chances. After which we see David, where he plans to go for a walk to spend time with Nadia, and asks her to go for hiking on the snowy mountains. Then Nadia happily agrees. The very next day both of them leave for their journey. They also had a dog which she was taking with her. Both of them go to a fuel station to fill petrol. There they meet some men who were very strange, and they were so strange that they had killed a reindeer and kept it inside their car. Now David and Nadia had nothing to do with this thing. But this thing is strange. And now when both of them started leaving from there, by mistake David's car collides with their car, due to which a small mark came on the car. Now the mark was very small, which they also ignored and went from there. In a short while both of them reached their hotel, where they first meet the receptionist, who behaves very strangely with them. She stares at them. But both of them ignore this thing also and go to their room to rest. In the same hotel we also see those boys whose car was accidentally scratched by David. But for now they don't say anything. Everything was normal. But the next day when both of them go out for hacking, they see that those boys have written strange things on their car. Seeing this, Nadia gets very angry. She tells David that we should have apologized to those boys on the same day. We could have ended the matter by saying sorry. Then David calms her down and both of them leave. On the way they see the car of those boys parked there. Seeing this, Nadia starts thinking something. Then to calm her anger she makes a long scratch on their car and runs away from there and quickly sits in the car. After some time both of them reach the place from where they have to start hacking. That is, after moving forward on the snowy mountains and roaming for a long time, they sat down to rest at a place and enjoyed this trekking a lot with their dog. Now it was almost night here. That is why they are forced to set up camp to stay there. When both of them were lying inside the camp, Nadia finally tells David about her pregnancy. Hearing this, David becomes very happy. But perhaps their happiness will not last long, because then both of them notice a laser light, i.e. a small red dot on their camp. They try to check by going out of the camp, but it is so dark that they cannot see anything. So David, scared, asks Nadia to leave from here, and both of them start packing to leave immediately. Then suddenly they hear someone screaming, and their dog immediately runs in that direction. Shortly after, they hear the sound of a gunshot, which meant that someone had killed the dog. From which David understood that now living here is not free from danger. So both of them start running from there without their belongings, where someone was continuously firing bullets at them too. They do not understand why someone wants to kill them, but to save their lives, both of them are forced to run towards the forest, where both of them have to spend this snowy, stormy night in a cottage which was a house made of wood. After which both of them talk that they will go back to that camp and leave from there with all their necessary belongings. But this task is not as easy as they had thought, because when David comes back to his camp, he finds the dead body of the dog there, whose condition was so bad that David starts vomiting after seeing it, and Nadia also gets completely scared. David takes care of her, but before both of them could understand anything, David gets badly injured by a trap placed there. Well, here we notice that a scene of their past is being shown repeatedly, which was related to an accident. Now, what was that accident we will know later, but whatever it is, both of them regret that accident, and maybe because of this all this is happening to them. Now David is badly injured, and it was necessary for him to get immediate treatment. So now both of them start going towards their car from here, where on the way they see a man standing far away. Now before both of them could ask for help from him, that man starts firing at them, which means that this is the man who wants to kill them, and now once again both of them start running towards the forest to save their lives. While running, a bullet hits David. Today was a very bad day for that poor guy, and now he gets more injured. Nadia manages to reach a hearse after handling him with great difficulty, where she first of all cleans David's wounds. David is in a lot of pain, and if he does not get treatment right now, he can die due to infection. But luckily Nadia finds a first aid kit there, with which at least Nadia can bandage David's wounds. Meanwhile, we again see that scene of the past when both of them were in the car and that accident happened, remembering which Nadia becomes very sad and worried, and David's condition was getting very bad, and like this another night passes, where the next morning they once again feel the sound of someone coming. Nadia and David look out of the window and see a guard with a gun in his hand. But this guard is the same man whom they met in the hotel. Then both of them started thinking that maybe this guard, who is a madman, is after their life, who is a killer and kills people mercilessly. That is why both of them start running out of the cartage while hiding from him. But then that guard sees them and starts chasing them, and in this running Nadia shoots the guard, due to which he gets badly injured and falls there, and now both of them see the opportunity and start running away from there. But due to David's condition getting very bad, he starts having a lot of trouble in walking. Now whatever they had to do next, they had to do it very thoughtfully. While they were talking to each other, a man reached there with a mountain bike who also had a gun in his hand, and now he tries to forcefully take Nadia at gunpoint, but David comes from behind and attacks him and injures him, after which both of them run away from there with his mountain bike. They reach their hotel directly, where they ask for help from the hotel owner. But instead of helping them, he locks them up. In the room where Nadia and David are locked, there are many of their old photographs. It seems as if someone has been keeping an eye on them for many months. And not only this, there is also a child's photo among these photographs. And this photo is that link, that connection, because of which David and Nadia are trapped in this bad condition today. And now the biggest secret of this movie is going to be revealed here. We get to know why someone is after David and Nadia's life. Now that scene of the past accident, which was being shown repeatedly, was actually the time when David had proposed Nadia for marriage. Then both of them were going to enjoy that moment in their car, where David's attention was diverted while driving, due to which a vehicle collided with their car. An innocent little child meets with an accident, and the accident is so terrible that the child dies on the spot. Now, keeping humanity in mind, these two should have taken the child to the hospital, but she ran away from there in fear. Now they thought that maybe the child was alone, but at that time the child's mom and dad were also with him, and they are the ones who are after these two here. The father of the child is none other than their neighbor Thomas. Thomas started planning everything on the same day when these two killed his son. Everything means their coming here and staying in this hotel was already planned, and now maybe Thomas will not leave these two. Now the receptionist of the hotel, who was behaving strangely with them and staring at them, is actually the mother of the child. Now the man who had imprisoned them was Thomas's man, and now Thomas catches both of them and ties them up and starts tormenting them slowly. But here, like a messiah, the same guard comes to save them who was shot by Nadia and from whom both of them had escaped. But then the guard had actually come to save them. Now as the guard came inside, a fight started between Thomas and the guard. Taking advantage of this fight, David and Nadia came out and started running. But due to David's injured condition, These people are not able to go very far. Then Thomas also came here, to whom David repeatedly says that, "Look, please, I am your culprit. I was driving the car. I had an accident and your son got killed, so you kill me and leave my wife because she is pregnant." But Thomas wanted to make her feel the same pain that he and his wife felt when their child died. That is why he shoots Nadia, due to which Nadia as well as her child also die on the spot. But here Tomas does not kill David and asks him to feel the pain of his wife and child's death and goes away from there. David lost everything in a moment, just like Tomas and his wife lost everything. Now in this film, both the couples were at fault. First of all, due to David and Nadia's carelessness, an innocent child died and they did not even help him. Then in the fire of revenge, Tomas and his wife did all this to them, just like Nadia did to take revenge by scratching those boys' car. They too had made a mistake. Revenge is not necessary. We should ignore and move on. Similarly, for Tomas and his wife, the death of a child was a matter of sorrow, but they should not have ruined someone's entire family like this. One thing becomes clear here, that your bad deeds never leave you. But if you have ever done good to someone and have forgiven them instead of taking revenge, if you have ignored when you felt bad, then maybe you could have been saved. So we should learn from this movie that it is not necessary to take revenge. We should forgive everyone. And if someone needs our help, then we should definitely help him.